Moving to Austin, Texas, here's the real stuff you should know before you move to Austin, Texas. Stick around for the end of this video because I'm going to tell you the most important thing you must know when you move to Austin. Here you go. Okay, you could easily Google the things that you need to know before you move to Austin. While there's good lists out there, well, these are the things you really need to know. Number one, well, the traffic, it's pretty terrible. No matter where you move in Austin, well, rush hour is terrible and it's not getting any better. The I-35 as well, been under construction since the 60s and hasn't gotten any better. So if you're gonna move here, know that the mass transit system really isn't that great. So if you don't have a car, it might be a challenge to get around. So if you're planning on, moving somewhere walkable, well, chances are it's gonna be pretty expensive. So you're probably gonna have a car and you're gonna get stuck in traffic, which leads us to our number two thing. Now, you're gonna get hungry, right? And Austin's known for all this good food, and while there is lots of good food, tacos are okay. But here's the thing, people in Austin and in Texas love their Whataburger. And whatever you do, don't make fun of Whataburger for being terrible. Number one, it's called Whataburger, and the people here can't even say Whataburger, they call it Whataburger. I don't know what that's about. And don't joke that it's actually drunk food because it's open till 2 in the morning. Or joke that it's really not that good because they'll let you know Whataburger is life. Number three, the prices of homes in Austin are actually quite higher than most people think. I get a ton of calls from people wanting to move to Austin from outside of state and they think it's cheap. It is not cheap. The median price for a home in Austin is $400,000, which means that you might have to move outside of Austin proper, which means, drive time. You're gonna have a lot more drive time. So the average price for a home is $400,000, which means that the taxes are actually gonna be high too. So not only are the prices high, the taxes are high. Now the average tax in Austin for a home is about 2.21. If you go to a new build community, they're gonna be higher, 2.96. So if you go buy an average home at $400,000, the 2.21 tax rate, well, it's gonna be about $8,500 a year in taxes, and people really don't understand that. And every single year, the taxes, they go up. Yes, they go up every single year. So every year, your home is being assessed, and it assesses most likely up before it goes down. So you're thinking to yourself, well, no problem, I'm gonna rent anyway. Well, the problem with that is property taxes do go up every year, which means rents go up every year, and with the amount of people moving here, it is terrible trying to find a rental, and it's not as cheap as people think. All right, so the next question you're wondering is, where do I live? Well, since prices are a little bit higher in Austin than most people actually think about, you could live southwest in Circle C and the price is gonna be about $550,000 for a home. You could go north up to like Brushy Creek area, same thing, $450 to $550. So if you're trying to find a home under that price point, you might look in an area like Kyle or Buda. Hutto is growing like crazy. Manor is also growing like crazy. Pflugerville, I did a video called Pflugerville versus Round Rock. You can check that video out right here. So there's a lot of great places on the fringe of Austin that are considerably cheaper. Now, if you want to buy $1 million home, there's lots of $1 million homes if you just go west of Mopac, and in fact, if you go downtown, most prices are gonna be in the $1 million range. All right, so that leads us to our next questions. What's the weather like, right? So the weather in Austin can get quite extreme. Now, the weather that comes through can come through very quickly. So one thing you need to know is that if you come to a low water crossing, turn around, don't drown. It's really important that you understand that because all of a sudden we'll have just massive storms that come through. They're amazing to watch, but if you fall into one of those low water crossings, well, you could get swept away. Throughout the year, the weather is actually quite nice. It's usually in the 70s, but in the winter, well, we could get massive ice storms and it can be in the low 20s sometimes, and they'll go for a couple of days. And then towards the end of the week, it's 80 degrees again. It's insane. In the summer, look, it's quite humid, so be prepared. It's gonna be 106. It's gonna be hot. It'll cool off during the night, but your AC bill is going to be quite expensive, and you're gonna spend a lot of time running from the building to your car to get home as quick as you can, sitting in an hour of traffic. There you go. So on top of being hot and or cold, really one thing you gotta look out for is really the allergies. It's a pretty crazy thing. Cedar fever comes through and it just wreaks havoc. So if you have allergies, maybe Austin's not the place for you. And I know a lot of people constantly complain about it. So if you have allergy problems, might not want to come to Austin. All right, so this leads us actually to something that's really recently become a problem, and that's really kind of the fight over the homelessness. There is quite a few homeless camps around Austin. In fact, with some changes in rules, there's more homeless people camping out on the streets. Well, I'm not here to make judgments about anything or say one way or the other. It has become an issue, and it has become something that people constantly fight about. It's just something to know about when you move here. Again, not making judgments. Now, last thing we have to talk about is actually the culture in Austin. Now, Austin is pretty freaking amazing. I love it. You know, you hear the term that Austin is weird, keep Austin weird, but reality is Austin's just really quirky. You know, you might have seen my video on how we pronounce street names wrong.
Buda.
There's like 6 O's, a U, an H, Buda.
Why?
But really, Austin is so sweet. The people here are pretty amazing. So when you get here, just come, have a beer, relax. Because really, people don't care where you're from or what you sold your home for. They just want to relax and have a good time and just have a beer and hang out. That's the one thing I noticed when I moved here is just kind of how amazing people are. So come here and be amazing. The last thing you got to know about Austin is, well, UT and UT football is life. So if you're going to come here, go to UT games, buy your UT merch, just have a good time and go to UT game. Go UT. There you go. All right, that's the video. Jeremy Knight, the Knight Group. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I got some great videos for you right here. Have an awesome day.